Hello, good afternoon, dobar dan, dobrodošli u novu video lekciju. Bavit ćemo se danas vokabularom, dakle usvajamo nove reči i sami znate da jednom čujete, prevedete kao da niste ni vidjeli tu reč. Dakle, reč mora da se pojavi nekako u više različitih konteksta, u više različitih situacija, da je čujete, da je pročitate, da bi ona mogla da se zapamti, tako da i moja preporuka da se ovakve video lekcije gledaju recimo na svaka 2 dana, jedno 10-ak puta na svaka 2 dana odgledati jednu te istu lekciju i onda ćete taj vokabular naučiti, usvojiti, zapamtiti i moći da samostalno koristite. Druga stvar koju treba da uradite jeste da se polako i odvikavate od toga da prevodite reči na vaš maternji jezik, nego da to polako počne da se sve dešava i odvija na engleskom. Naravno, na samom početku je to teže, ali na nekom srednjem nivou. Na to počnite polako da se navikavate. Napravila sam kanal Engleski na engleskom, link se nalazi u opisu ispod videa, gde objašnjavam sličan materijal, ali objašnjavam samo na engleskom. Ovaj kanal sam otvorila tek od nove godine, ali eto čisto i da vidim kakva je vaša reakcija, da li vam se dopada, pa bih da nastavim sa tim jer mislim da vam je to jedan sljedeći korak ka tome da počnete automatski da pričate fluentno, tečno, bez zaustavljanja, bez razmišljanja, a samim tim i bez prevođenja u glavi, koje to prevođenje je jedini uzrok zbog čega je to pričanje tako isackano i sa zamuckivanjem i sa pauzama. Zato što pokušavamo da prevedemo i da se snađemo sa prevodom. Dakle, polako se navikavajte da nema tog prevoda, znači da sve bude na engleskom. Link je u opisu ispod videa, a sad krećemo. Number 1, way. Way je put ili način. Get out of my way. Skloni mi se s puta. Get out of my way. Can you show me the way to the supermarket? Možeš li mi pokazati put do supermarketa? Is there a supermarket near here? Yes, there is. Can you show me the way to the supermarket? She's way older than me. U ovom slučaju way naglašava ovo older i znači mnogo. She is much older than me. She's way older than me. Ili London is way more expensive than I thought. Mnogo skuplji nego što sam mislio. London is way more expensive than I thought. Ima pesma, ja mislim, she is way out of my league. Znači, way kao mnogo. Number 2, care. Brinuti. Do you care what people think or say about you? Da li brineš o tome što ljudi misle ili pričaju o tebi? Do you care what people think or say about you? I don't care what he does. I care what you do. Nije mi stalo do toga šta on radi, stalo mi do toga šta ti radiš. I don't care what he does. I care what you do. Take care. Brinuti se. She took care of everything. Ona se brinula o svemu. She took care of everything. Together they took care of the sick old man. Zajedno su se brinuli o bolesnom čoveku. Together they took care of the man. Kad nekome kažemo take care, znači čuvaj se, take care. Look after, također brinuti se o nekome. She forgets things. She can't look after herself. Ona zaboravlja stvari, ne može da se brine o sebi. She forgets things. She can't look after herself. Can you look after the cat while I am on a business trip? Da li možeš da se brineš o mojoj mački dok je na poslovnom putu? Can you look after the cat while I am on a business trip? Number 5, similar, sličan. Everyone confuses me for my sister because we are similar. Znači, mešaju meni i moju sestru jer smo slične. Everyone confuses me for my sister because we are so similar. Confuse, zbuniti. The general was trying to confuse the enemy. Pokušavao general da zbuni neprijatelja. The general was trying to confuse the enemy, to confuse. Confused, zbunjen. I postoji još jedan pridev, a to je confusing, znači zbunjujući. Znači, pridevi sa ed opisuju to kako se neko osjeća. I am confused, ja sam zbunjen. A kada isti taj pridev ima nastavak ing, confusing onda opisujemo kakvo je nešto. For example, I'm confused because your explanation is confusing. I hope my explanation is not confusing. Nadam se da moje objašnjenje nije zbunjujuće. And I hope that you're not confused. I nadam se da niste zbunjeni. Confused, confusing. Znači, postoji još tih prideva. Excited, exciting. Interested, interesting. Bored, boring. Svi sa ed označavaju kako se neko osjeća. Svi sa ing opisuju kakav je neko ili kakvo je nešto. Number 8. Remind. Podsjeti me. I simply wanted to remind you. Jednostavno sam želeo da te podsjetim. I simply wanted to remind you. Don't forget to remind me to take my suit to the cleaners before the shops shut. Nemoj da zaboraviš da me podsjetiš da odnesem my suit, odelo, to the cleaners, na hemijsko čišćenje, before the shops shut, pre nego što se prodavnice zatvore. Don't forget to remind me to take my suit to the cleaners before the shops shut. Your sister really reminds me of your mom. Their characters are so similar. Tvoja sestra me podsjeća na tvoju mamu, karakteri su im slični. Your sister really reminds me of your mom. Their characters are so similar. Entertaining, zabavno. It has to be entertaining because we are in show business. Mora da bude zabavno, mi smo u show businessu. It has to be entertaining because we are in show business. We spent an entertaining evening at the theater. Proveli smo zabavno večer u pozorištu. We spent an entertaining evening at the theater. I found the talk both informative and entertaining. I found the conversation, maybe better, razgovor, ujedno i informativan i zabavan. I found it both informative and entertaining. Entertainment, zabava. I need some entertainment after my first day's hard work. Treba mi malo zabave nakon napornog prvog dana na poslu. I need some entertainment after my first day's hard work. Reading is entertainment for a rainy day. Čitanje je zabava za kišni dan. Reading is entertainment for a rainy day. Number 11 is probably verovatno. Well, you probably guessed, although you may not believe it. Pa verovatno si pogodio, iako možda i ne veruješ u to. Well, you probably guessed, although you may not believe it. She was probably right. Verovatno je bila u pravu. She was probably right. He would probably know the fastest way. On bi verovatno znao najbrži način. He would probably know the fastest way. Mention, spomenuti, mention. She warned them not to mention it. Upozorila ih je da to ne spominju. She warned them not to mention it. They cheered up at the mention of her name. Raspoložili su se na spomen njenog imena. They cheered up at the mention of her name. She decided that this was the right time to mention it. Odlučila da je ovo pravi trenutak da to spomene. She decided that it was the right time to mention it. I izraz don't mention it je nema na čemu. Dakle, thank you very much. It's okay, don't mention it. Don't mention it. Smart, pametan. Smart, elegantan. So, he is such a smart kid. On je pametno dete. He is such a smart kid. How smart you look. Kako lepo izgledaš, elegantan. So, smart je elegantan. Smart party, smart dress. Znači, fancy, smart. Posh. To exercise. Let me explain the exercise to you. Dozvoli da ti objasnim vežbu. Let me explain the exercise to you. She exercises every morning. Vežba svakog jutra. She exercises every morning. I haven't been to the gym or done any exercises for ages. I really feel unfit. Nisam bio u teretani, nisam radio vežbe for ages. Godinama ili dugo. I really feel unfit. I haven't been to the gym or done any exercises for ages. I really feel unfit. Hope. Nadati se. I hope we can all meet for dinner. Nadam se da će se možemo naći i večerati zajedno. I hope we can all meet for dinner. She hoped that one day she would earn lots of money. Nadala se da će jednog dana zaraditi mnogo para. She hoped that one day she would earn lots of money. I hope you can find what you want. Nadam se da ćeš naći šta želiš. I hope you can find what you want. I hope you have changed your way of life. Nadam se da si promenio svoj način života. I hope you have changed your way of life. I hope that one of them recognizes him and tell us his name. Nadam se da će ga jedan od njih prepoznati i reći nam njegovo ime. I hope that one of them recognizes him and tell us his name. Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Nadaj se najboljem, ali se pripremi na najgore. Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Opinion. Mišljenje. People have different tastes, different ideas, different opinions. Ljudi imaju različite ukuse, ideje i mišljenja. People have different tastes, ideas, and opinions. Some people like to give their opinion on every single matter. Neki ljudi vole da daju svoje mišljenje o svemu. Some people like to give their opinion on every single matter. King. Kralj. When I grow up, I want to be a king. Kad porastem, želim da budem kralj. When I grow up, I want to be a king. The people rebelled against the king. Ljudi su se pobunili protiv kralja. They rebelled against the king. Queen, kraljica. The queen stood beside the king. Kraljica stajala pored kralja. The queen stood beside the king. She was elected queen of the prom. Izabrana je za kraljicu maturske večeri. She was elected queen of the prom. The queen's crown was made of gold. Kraljicina kruna je napravljena od zlata. The queen's crown was, of course, made of gold. Art. Umetnost. I believe people love art and they want it in their lives. Ja verujem da ljudi vole umetnost i da je žele u svojim životima. I believe people love art and they want it in their lives. The art gallery was open a year ago. Umetnička galerija otvorena je pre godinu dana. The art gallery was open a year ago. He is an artist and he thinks no one understands him. On je umetnik, misli da ga niko ne razume. He is an artist and he thinks no one understands him. Translate. We need someone who can translate this text. Potreban nam je neko ko može da prevede ovaj tekst. We need someone who can translate this text. The book has been translated into 37 languages. Knjiga je prevedena na 37 jezika. The book has been translated into 37 languages. Lost in Translation is a title of a very, very cute film that you can see if you haven't seen it so far. Lost in Translation, the name of the movie. Henry did the translation all by himself. Sve sam preveo. He did the translation all by himself. The translation is not good. Prevod nije dobar. The translation is not good. Calm. Smiriti se, calm ili miran. You need to calm down. Treba se smiriš. You need to calm down. The major asked the protesters to calm down so he could speak. Gradonačelnik zamolio protestante da se smire da bi on mogao da govori. The major asked the protesters to calm down so he could speak. Have you calmed the baby down? Jesi smirio bebu. Have you calmed the baby down? Towel. Peškir. He went out of the bathroom and he dried himself with a bath towel. Izašao iz kupatila, osušio se peškirom. He went out of the bathroom and he dried himself with a bath towel. It's a bit early to throw in the towel. You've only just started the job. To throw in the towel znači odustati, predati se. Rano je da se predaš, tek si počeo posao. It's a bit early to throw in the towel. You've only just started the job. 2 weeks ago, I was ready to throw in the towel. Pred 2 nedelje bio sam spreman da se predam. 2 weeks ago, I was ready to throw in the towel. Wide, širok. How wide is the river? Koliko je široka reka? How wide is the river? I opened my eyes wide and I saw Gail in the picture. Širo sam otvorio oči i video Gail na slici. I opened my eyes wide and I saw Gail in the picture. Road, put. I walked to the main road and I caught a bus. Otišao sam do glavnog puta i uhvatio autobus. I walked to the main road and I caught a bus. The government built roads across the country. Vlada je gradila puteve širom zemlje. The government built roads across the country. Broad, širok također. The teacher has a broad vocabulary. Nastavnik ima širok vokabular. The teacher has a broad vocabulary. He has broad shoulders. On ima široka ramena. He has broad shoulders. He had his car stolen in broad daylight. Ukrali su mu auto usred bela dana in broad daylight. He had his car stolen in broad daylight. Path, staza. The path was steep, narrow and covered with snow. In snow. Staza je bila strma, uska i pokrivena snegom. The path was steep, narrow and covered in snow. He walked down the narrow path in the wood. Hodao je uskom stazom u šumi. He walked down the narrow path in the wood. Eventually, I discovered a path which led down into the village. U nekom trenutku napokon sam otkrio stazu koja je vodila do sela. Eventually, I discovered a path which led down into the village. Narrow, uzan. I live in that narrow street on the left. Živim u toj uskoj ulici sa leve strane. I live in that narrow street on the left. There was a narrow path through the wood. Bila je tamo jedna uska staza kroz šumu. There was a narrow path through the wood. Narrow-minded je izraz, fraza koja označava nekog ko ne želi da prihvati ideje ili način ponašanja koji se razlikuju od njegovih. Not willing to accept ideas or ways of behaving that are different from your own. He won't listen to any ideas that he doesn't understand or like. That's because he is narrow-minded. Znači, ne želi da sluša novim idejama jer su različite. On je uskogrud, ograničen, narrow-minded. Roommate, cimer. I didn't know that you had a roommate. Nisam znao da imaš cimera. I didn't know that you had a roommate. Pause, pauza. He paused for a moment, staring out of his window. Zastao za trenutak, zureći, staring, kroz prozor. He paused for a moment, staring out of the window. She paused again and she seemed to be deep in thought. Zastala je i izgledala duboko zadubljena u svoje misli. She paused again and she seemed to be deep in thought. The noun pause means a short break, like the pauses in television shows that allow for commercials to be shown. Imenica pauza znači kratak predah, short break, kao što su pauze tokom televizijskih emisija koje dopuštaju onda da se prikazuju reklame. The pause, the break. And that's it for today. See you next time. Bye.